Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Susan. All
Yes.
right. Yay. And Nancy's
Hi.
here. Yay.
Evening.
All right. And Mike's here. Yay. Let's see who else shows up. Admit all. They might have a nice sized group here tonight. Getting people from all over the country.
Good.
Yay.
Yay. Awesome. And let's wait for another half a minute here. How you doing, Mike?
Uh, I'm doing okay.
All right. Good. Excellent. Excellent.
How are you?
Well, thank you. Good to see you. You're in Chicago.
Yep.
And hello, Sandeya.
Hello,
How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Hey, getting a nice group of people here. That's awesome. And
Okay.
Nancy, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Just a bit tired today and sore.
Yeah.
But all right.
All right. Hey, we'll work with
Grateful to
this.
be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. Thank you. And you're
Thank you.
Wisconsin, correct?
You bet.
All right, great. And Sandra, where are you from?
Um,
I mean,
Sandhya.
Susan,
Oh,
Sandy, I apologize. I was mixing you and Susan up. So, Susan, where are you from?
South Carolina.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Wow. How did you How did you find us here?
I think I've done sessions with you before.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Right. Right.
Oh my goodness, how many years ago was that?
About 6 months.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's only a few months ago.
I have so many sessions. I just don't remember. It's out of sight, out of mind. And ever since
Oh,
childhood, I've had no memory.
I get you.
Oh my God. All righty. And Ruth's here. Yay. You're Chicago. Yay. And Jay's here. Hey Jay, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, guys. Glad to be
Excellent.
here and part of the group.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate your being here as well. And Harry Vetter's here. Harry, where do you live again? I totally forgot.
He's here.
Harry, are you there? All right, we'll get back with him. All righty. And let's see. Liz, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good.
Excellent. Good to see you.
Yeah, same here.
And thanks for being here.
Thanks.
And
Thank you
got
for having us.
and got a nice little group. And there you are, Harry. Can you hear me? Harry, do you have your volume on? That's okay. That's all right. And let's see. All right. Please, a little bit about me because there's a couple of new people, and there might be some more joining on in. My name is Mark Earlix, and I am a healer by the grace of God. This is all that I do in my life. And my whole intent is helping people to feel better. And whether it be biologically, neurologically, physically, injury-wise, chronic situations, whatever. And Patty, hey, how you doing, Patty?
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Well, thank you. How's Florida?
It's warm again.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Oh God. Well, hey, that's okay. I'm in the Scottsdale, Arizona area, and we're suffering tomorrow with 82 and in the 80s for the next 3 days after that.
I'm
So
sorry.
I know, I know, I know. Not to rub it in or anything, because I wouldn't do anything like that. But
No, you never would. You never would.
no, no. And Chicago and Wisconsin, you guys are getting chilly there, to say the least. All right.
Freezing.
Yes. Freezing, literally. Um, let's see here. So I work with what I refer to as light, which is my gift, my goal, my tool. I've been doing this for about 48 years now, maybe 49 starting in January. I'm not sure. Yeah, exactly. And I worked with well over 25 to 35,000 people over the years and taught. And this is all that I do in my life. And most people tell me that something in their life has changed. And that's all that really matters to me is if something changes. Most people will experience something most readily. And uh, uh, and even in 5 minutes later or 25 minutes later or 2 weeks or 2 months later, walking down the street saying, oh my God, when did this leave me? If that should be the case. I don't make any claims, I don't diagnose, and I don't prescribe. As far as the emotional stuff, I prefer that with personal appointments. I do see people in person and also on Zoom and telephone and FaceTime. If anyone's interested in an appointment, I always can make room for anyone. It doesn't matter, even as booked as I am. And I have monthly workshops. If you go to my website, markearlix.com, you'll see that I have events happening at times. This February, I'm taking my first travel in a few years now. I stopped it all, and I'm going to Wisconsin, and I'll be there the first weekend, first weekend in February. That'll be a free healing circle to anyone, everyone, family, friends, whatever. And then the next day I'm doing, and that's to give a taste of what I do to show people. And it's like a show and tell and answer questions or whatever. And people generally sign up for the next day's workshop for 1 day workshop for Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday I have reserved for appointments. And that's going to be announced in another a week or so, or excuse me, maybe in 2 weeks it'll be announced. But if anyone is interested in that, let me know, and I'll refer you to the right people. And there's already people signing up for stuff there, which is really great, and it hasn't even been announced. Other than that, I'm on various interviews around the country, which also reach various countries in the world. And I don't know what else to say. Are there any questions before we start here? Please don't be chicken livers. Uh, feel free to ask questions pertaining to spirituality or healing or me or what I believe in or intuition or anything, please. Anything that I can try to answer. Please. Come on.
So what do you believe in?
I believe in God. Some people call it higher consciousness, higher self. Some people call it the nameless one. And I believe that we live in its mind. We're a cell within the mind of that divinity, that godliness. And we have access to it. And there are no miracles outside of ourselves. There's no such thing. We're the miracle. And I totally trust that. Some people call it God, Yahweh, Buddha, Muhammad, Allah, whatever. And everything is fine. God doesn't care what we call it as long as we learn in our process of evolving to honor it, to love it, and see it as a friend. And that's how we tap into uh, finding ourselves more in it. And through something I refer to as uh, contemplation, first wondering. We wonder about things all the time. And when we're wondering about something deep enough, even in uh, doing the dishes or in the shower, all of a sudden an aha moment comes upon us of something that we had thought of a couple days prior, or a day prior, or a few hours prior. And it's coming from a source of stuff we didn't know. And then we get an inclination about something through our wondering. Wondering also leads into contemplation as we practice purposeful wondering. And that wondering goes from wondering into, as we practice that, it goes into the contemplative. And that is the contemplative is the activity of meditation. So we all have access to it. We live with it. All we have to do is become more conscious of it. And then we find the union, which is a communion with whatever we call divinity. Good
Thank you.
question. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good question. Please, anything else? We're rocking and rolling here. Any questions? Go ahead.
Okay. I was just wondering, do you use your guides, or is that something for a personal question later?
A couple of people here have heard the story. Many years ago, I knew I had to write a book, and it was my first book. I think it was back in the 90s, and so I had this ream of paper in front of me and a basket of pens and pencils and erasers and all this stuff. And I put my pen on the paper knowing that I had to write a book. I just had to. It was most important. And so here I am, just waiting. I didn't know what to write. I had no idea. So I just put healing. That was it. And so, hey, Aria. And as I was having my pen on the paper there, it was like I froze. I didn't know what more to do. I didn't know how to approach this. I never wrote anything in my life as far as books or articles or anything. It was just my own writings of stuff and of my experiences and things. And so I was there for literally 3 hours, and I just knew I had to write, but it just wouldn't come to me of what to write, or it was like I was frozen. I had the
Mhm.
block. And so I started dozing. Yeah, I didn't want to, and I lifted my head up again, and I started going back down. And as I did, I figured, oh, okay, this is okay. I'm putting my head down on the paper. And as soon as my head touched the paper, there was a voice that came to me from somewhere, and it was really inside, and it was loud, and it says, as you begin to write, I'll be there, find me. And I put my head up, and as I lifted my head up and I put my pen on the paper, then there must have been between 50 to 100 voices telling me about healing. And it was just too much. It was all coming in at once. Everyone was overlapping everyone.
Yeah.
And if you can call them everyone. And so it was just so confusing for me. And I knew there was so much information there. I couldn't keep up with one sentence of that any of these beings were saying. So I yelled in my head because it felt like it was going to explode. I yelled in my head, "Stop!" And just one voice. And ever since then, that one voice has been with me.
Cool.
And yeah, and it hasn't ever changed. I don't know its name. I don't care. And if it does have a name, who knows? And
I'll just call you Neil Donald Walsh.
I was doing this way before he was. And I have a story about him. I was doing the Chicago Expo one time, years and years and years ago. And it was my turn to get up there. And he ran up there and stole the mic from me. And I just looked at him, and I wasn't going to fight him. And he started talking, and then my staff, they went up there and said, hey, look, it's Mark's turn, see, on the schedule here. And there's all these people that were there, and he just refused. He was pulling the mic and grabbing it. And then I said, that's okay, I don't care. And so I walked off stage, and then a lot of people started leaving, and there were maybe about 5 or 10 people left. And and, and he started talking, and that was my indoctrination to Neil Donald Walsh. I haven't listened to him ever.
Wow,
I don't hate him or anything like that. You know, I refuse to. But
that's interesting.
yeah, and I guess he had a calling too. So, in any case, um, so I've been working with people since, and that's been my life. So, any questions? Good question though about my guides. I don't know if I can call them guides or spirits or angels or what. I don't know. And I know that things happen with us. There's when we're in that mind, in that moment. We can't always be in that mind. I don't know if that's possible. But when we're in that mind, in that moment, there's an interaction with the whole universal understanding. And, things happen in front of us or with us or whatever, or to other people because of being in that mind for that moment.
Thank you.
Sure, sure. My pleasure. Any other comments or questions, please? I can try to answer.
And just one question.
Please,
If we,
Cynthia.
I mean, you were talking about being contemplative and being in that mode, which I personally find very hard to do. Is there something easy that we could do to be at least on this path? I mean, I'm not talking about reaching a certain level, but to be on the path where you are able to maybe understand what your purpose is or something to that point.
Yes. And the idea of wondering, say like when we're doing the dishes or in the shower and all of a sudden an aha moment comes to us, we're focused on doing something. We're focused on washing ourselves off or washing the dishes where our heart is into that, whether it be, being in discontent or whether it be in a creative way. So our heart's into that in some way or another. And then it's trying to remember when you had an aha moment, what would be like? You're wondering at that time. So the idea is to, with all these thoughts coming in, we can, even if we wondered, what would it be like to tell those thoughts as we are consciously aware, okay, I'm going to be having thoughts now. And then thoughts will start coming in of other things, other places, things to do, planning, whatever. Or I left the iron on. If we can be conscious enough to, because those pictures are coming into the mind. So the idea is to watch those, observe them objectively. And as we can objectively observe them, then we can say, oh, I see you, wait over there. And then walk away or turn your body around or think of something else and keep going back to think of something else as all those thoughts come in. Then you'll see there's less and less thoughts and you're in like the zone, as they call it, or you're in the flow. Then
Mhm.
you can ask yourself a question. I wonder what, in keeping this question simple, I wonder what the answer to this is. Or I wonder what my place is, as you're asking.
Mhm.
And if you can maintain that for a moment or two, then other thoughts are going to try to come in to sabotage you.
Mhm.
Those other thoughts are what I refer to as the mass mind. It's the mind of mankind, man, woman. And the mass mind wants to sabotage us from going to that place of focus. So every time we perceive of that mass mind is saying, oh, wait over there. And without resisting it, just having your authority, wait over there. I'll be right back. Light your fire, set up your tent, look in the mirror, roast your marshmallows, do whatever. I'll be right back. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, I hope
It
you
does.
try this.
Yes, because that's the only thing I can say. I have to definitely try. I mean, I know I have to be in that in that zone. I understand that.
Yes,
But I, as you said, the mastermind, I mean, it
it's everywhere.
bombards me. Yeah.
Totally. Everyone. Tell me someone that
Mhm.
doesn't. Tell me a person that doesn't. An average person holds a thought for 3 to 7 seconds, maybe 9. And the idea is to catch those thoughts and to hold them as long as possible. You'll see that as you practice that purposefully, it's purposeful practice. As you practice that purposefully, you'll see that you're able to hold a thought a little bit longer, a little bit
Mhm.
longer, a little bit longer.
Mhm.
That's what we're going for.
Yes.
Another tool that we can use, and that's a great tool, something that I've utilized and tried it out many a time in my life. Um, Another tool is to when you're laying in bed or you're in a real relaxed state, sitting down in a chair or whatever, is to imagine, which means to image in action. It's not pretend, it's not fantasy. Imagine a thought bubble, a purposeful thought that you want to know about. And this is good for the analytical person, whether you realize it or not that you're analytical, is to imagine a bubble that's carrying that thought and uh, watch the bubble rise, a clear, clean, shiny bubble with that thought in it. And then watch it pop above you in your mind with your eyes closed. Watch it pop. And then one of the fragments of that bubble will have your answer. Wonder what it is. And stay with that wondering. You may see a little piece of something that you can't make sense of. It may come to you for less than a moment. Wonder what it is that you just witnessed.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Sure. Sure. All right. Any other questions or comments I can try to answer? Come on, try to catch me.
I got one for you.
All right. Oh boy.
I mean, it's a bizarre experience that happened. And I'm just curious. I mean, I've spoken with lots of folks. Coming back, I have my cat with me coming back from the beach, and she loves riding in the car.
Mhm.
And so we stopped halfway, got barbecue. She was in the driver's seat, put her in my lap when I got back, and moved her back over to the passenger seat. We were all locked up and took off again. And she got up on the console and she meow, 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 meow. And I said, okay. About 10 minutes later, we're going. And she walked into the back and the energy changed. And 20 minutes later, when we turned left to come into town, she always comes up front and she did not. And I get home, I haven't seen her since, and it's been 2 months.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And so it's like doing 65 miles an hour. There is no cat. So my question is, I mean, I've asked a lot of people. I have asked across the United States, been a lot talking to a lot of different people, healers, animal communicate, name it. And I'm trying to wrap my head around it because it's something I look into is portals and dimensions. And everybody talks about the fifth dimension and blah, blah, blah. So where'd she go?
I have no idea. I'm going to be straightforward with you.
No, so I didn't know if you know anything about something like that. It's not in my parameter. I mean, I've had the car looked at, it was sealed shut. There's not.
Yeah. Not my parameter either.
Okay, I wasn't
I-
sure. I know. So it's
yeah.
all it's new. So I'm like 2 months into investigating this. So it's the most bizarre thing that's ever happened. I just didn't know if you had
Sure.
any
No.
wherewithal for it.
Nope.
Okay.
Not my ball game for that particular situation. No.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
I know part of your ball game. I just didn't know if this was an extension of. So
I understand. I understand.
thank you.
Sure. My thing is healing and at times intuition, and there's times that I will perceive things while I'm working with a person, and if possible, I'll share it with a person. That's mostly in appointments. And that's all I know, but it's mostly working with the healing.
Right.
And the intuitive comes in. Sometimes it tells me where to go, what to do. And when I work with people, speaking of that, when I work with people, you may experience, I'm using my imagination to image in action, as I expressed prior. And as I'm working with people, you may experience me actually touching you, uh, or when I'm asking what I refer to as a blessing upon you, and like a prep or whatever. And you may experience a heat or cold, electrical, a staticky situation. You may feel air or wind going through your muscles or bones. You may feel a change happening with you, within you in some way or another, or you may not. There's no right or wrong, good or bad, but something's always happening. I know that. I trust that divinity when it tells me that. And if you experience it, great. If you don't, great. Again, there's no right or wrong, good or bad in that mind of that divinity. And I've seen many of people's lives change. And I pretty much don't think about it. I don't diagnose. I don't prescribe. I don't tell anyone they're healed. I let people tell me what's happened with them since. And I've been doing this for 48 years. So whatever. And so I get to hear a lot of stories from people. And please, also on the website, markearlix.com, if you were to go there, there is a place for gifting. There's a tab at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that the webmaster put it there. And please feel free to give your heart. It's greatly appreciated. It helps to support us doing these kinds of things. Any other questions before we boogie here? Before we rock and roll? Anyone? Anything? All right, chicken livers. So, all right. So, Nancy, let's work with you, my friend. Any one thing, tell me one thing in your body that's bothering you. I won't work with the emotional here, as I said. I just work, because that's pretty private with people, and I like to keep it that way, only in appointments. And I work with the healing in appointments too, a lot more extensively. This is like a show and tell, like a taste of stuff. And I just hope everyone's uh, conducive for this to say, "Oh yeah, Earlix said something happened," So we'll see. Happened right away.
So I would say my knees, my right in its motion and stuff, and the left I had fallen last week, and the bruise is coming out now.
Okay.
So that's tender.
On the
And
left knee or right knee?
that's on the left. The right is in for motion, function.
Okay. All righty. Let me work with your left knee and where the bruise is coming up. You, not to say that it will or it won't or anything else, but you may notice, because I don't want to make any claims about stuff. I pretty much give the claim and the accolades to the old man or woman upstairs. So you may notice that the bruise really comes up and then dissipates fairly quickly. But let's see if we can work with the discomfort and the emotion of it on your left knee. What I'd like you to do with your left knee is extend it.
It's actually where I hit was below the knee. I hit a brick.
That's fine. That's fine. Now, can you do me a favor and bring your knee in and out? And tell me if you notice any difference in there yet, and be candid, please.
Not yet.
Okay, all right. Let's see what happens within the next few minutes, and we'll come back to you, okay?
Okay, yep, thank you.
All right, great, great. Thank you. Susan, talk to me. Tell me one thing that's bugging you in your body here.
Right here.
On your neck?
Yeah, this little,
All right. Can go towards the middle with one finger and push in, and it should be real sensitive in there, tender.
mhm,
Hold that there for a moment. 1 second. I'm going to imagine putting my hands over your hand or your finger there.
okay.
There, did you just feel a little release in there?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a little flow. And it,
Mm-hmm.
oh, 1 second. Now hold your finger there, and on your left side, right above your temple, I'm going to imagine, no, keep your finger there.
Okay.
And on your left side, right above your temple, yeah, I'm dyslexic, so I have to, yeah, you're left. I'm going to imagine pushing in and try to imagine pushing into my two fingers within that spot, and try to resist me pushing in real gently. There, now let go and let go of the neck and move your head around. Move your finger. Do you notice a difference in there? Is it worse, better, the same, or what? Be candid.
Yeah. No, it wasn't until I moved a little bit more.
Good.
And so it's doing, I feel like there's like a wad right here.
Okay.
And it's like, I feel like it's cinching up. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like
I understand.
yeah, it's like cinching from my shoulders up through my neck.
Uh-huh.
And so, and it's bizarre.
Okay, so what I want you to do is right where that wad is in your
Okay.
neck, I want you to use just one or two fingers and putting it
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
Don't rub it or palpate it. Just push in a little bit where it starts to feel a little tender. Okay. And just hold it there. Don't rub it or palpate it. Just push in a little real gently. Hold it there. There, did you feel a little release right there? Be
Yeah.
candid.
It's like, it's a, what do you, it's like,
I know.
Okay.
I know.
So it runs away.
I understand. It's dissipating. It's afraid to stay there.
Right.
And so now let's see if that doesn't break. And I'll get back with you before the end
Yeah.
of this. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
understand. I understand. I understand. Oh, by the way, turn your head a little bit and tell me if you notice anything.
Oh my God, I haven't been able to do that in a long time. Thank you.
There you go. Okay. That means it's going through the healing process now. Awesome.
I can breathe. I haven't been able to breathe. I can't tell you, like a week. It affected my, I mean, it's affected a lot.
I understand.
Thank you.
I hear you. I hear you. All righty. Jay, are you there, my friend?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
I've done I'm sure some of you guys have done yoga. But there's a type of yoga called yin yoga where you just hold a pose for a long period of time for
Sure.
like ligaments and muscles and like the fascia of the body that is super tight, and you know, just holding it for a long period of time helps release the tension. But is that sorry, I kind of missed some of this. Is like
Go ahead.
so like for relieving like muscle tension or pain or discomfort is I kind of missed. I dropped out of the Zoom call and I had to come back in. But
Sure.
um,
What's the question though?
I guess it's like, are you're applying pressure to the area, but is there any mental thing along with it? Is it just breathing, or I mean, I guess in this example that you were just giving some advice on how to loosen up some muscle tension in the neck. But I kind of missed some of the direction you were giving. So
I understand that. Yes. The answer is no. I put my fingers over her and I worked the energetic where I saw first I had that mental image of the distress. And my purpose was to break the distress to make it more whole. And so what I did, I talked to the mind of the distress, the consciousness of the distress. It's a simple consciousness. And so, and I talked to it and I said, take a hike. And I watched a, uh, a transformation of it going into another form, which is going to affect her in her life,
got it. Got it.
if that makes sense.
No, that does, right. You're targeting it and so yeah, that makes sense what you're describing. So okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
It's not pushing it in where it's doing what you're referring to or creating a resistance in there. And that way may work too, but this is a lot quicker.
See, I've already
And
done, but I've already done all of the fascia. I've done the heating. I've done
yeah,
the massage. I've done menthol pads. I needed it.
right.
It was an emotional
And it's
release.
not breaking the memory of that.
Right. I needed
And
the
that's what
emotional.
we did.
Yeah, it
That's
was
what
an
we did.
emotional release. Yeah.
Yeah, it's working on the emotional, physiological, biological,
Right.
neurological. It's working on every damn thing.
Right.
So I hear you. I hear you. Good
Okay, thank
question, Jay.
Yeah,
Good
that was awesome.
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people will actually feel like if I'm working with the brain or something like that, many people have told me uh, in bringing a balance to the right side and the left side, the functions, whatever, if needed. Some people actually feel me giving them a brain massage, uh, even through the skull plates. Uh, it's quite common. So who knows? I pretty much observed this objectively without realizing what I'm doing, because then I'm going to wreck it. I've trusted the source to do it for me. And I'm perceiving literally the hands of what I refer to as the hands of God coming out and doing it for me, because I'm limited in what I can do. Cool. All right. Hey, let's get to Mike. Hey, talk to me, Mike. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm still in the process of healing uh on my left knee. But I've started doing something different that's really helpful. So hiking,
Cool. Wow. Are you strengthening all the tissue and everything else in there?
yeah, what I do when I hike up and down hills, I take side steps and half turns and stuff when
Oh,
I'm going
wow.
up and down. So
Do
I
you
get all the
notice?
muscle.
Yeah, do you notice a change in that yet?
Oh, what it does is it doesn't bother me for the rest of the day.
Cool. Yeah. Maybe doing enough of that will enhance that where it's taking over by itself.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. Would you mind if I worked with your left knee a little bit?
Oh, not at all, please.
Okay. My right, your left. All right. You're a
Thank
cook, my friend. All right. And whatever you're doing it's awesome. You know,
Okay,
cool.
thanks.
Sure. Ruth, my friend, anything in particular?
Yeah, hmm. When I work too much or exercise too much without easing into things. So I was standing up for 9.5 hours straight on Saturday,
Uh-huh.
cleaning out a kitchen, packing files, packing up books. So that was a little too much, but literally it was not a good place to sit down. So I get pain in my butt basically.
Uh-huh.
And then it wraps around to the front of my leg and I feel like my leg is going to collapse. And it happens on both sides. So I've been told I'm straining the one of the three gluteus maximus muscles, the gluteus muscles there, and basically just ice it 3 times a day and it'll be fine. Well, eventually it is that in time, but
Yeah.
if you can work
Let's see if we can.
so that
Yes.
it's strengthened so that it doesn't do that, because I've got more sessions coming up. So
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can help to quicken this
yeah, thank you.
and make it more normalized in your life.
That'd be great.
Did you just notice something, sensation?
Um,
And be candid. You don't even have to. I'm just curious.
yes, I was kind of zoned out, so I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. I keep feeling a coolness, like a real gentle coolness, a flow through your muscles back there.
It feels really warm.
Okay.
It's right at the top of the leg,
Yeah.
where that connects.
Yeah, I feel it as a coolness, and which
Really?
is neat, and you
Yeah.
feel it as a warmth. The warmth or the coolness is a life force flowing through. I call it when you experience the coolness, that's like the spirit moving through without resistance. Spirit
Yes.
is really cold in its nature. It's just like lightning when it comes into the before it comes into the atmosphere or before it reacts with the atmosphere, it's cold. And then as soon as it hits the atmosphere, which is the resistance, that's the warmth. So spirit is moving through it and bringing life force,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Or warm. All right.
Thanks.
Sandhya, please. Any one thing in particular, my dear friend.
Um, I have a lot of pain in my neck,
What
and
is this with
sometimes
everyone today? The neck and the knees.
and mostly it is the left side which is worse than the right. But right now, my right is very stiff, and there's one spot here which is extremely painful, right here.
Okay.
But basically, my whole neck is always in pain, no matter what I do.
Okay. What I'd like you to try out here is put your hand over your neck there, just your palm. Yeah, right. There you go. And just your uh, the left side. Yeah, there you go. And we're going to see if we can affect you in some way here. All right, now move your head around a little bit and tell me if you notice any difference yet. And be candid, please.
Um, I think I can move with a little less pain now, especially when I'm looking over my left shoulder.
Yes. I'm going to do something there and hold still. And I'm going to push in on this side and imagine that my fingers there is pushing in and try to real gently
Mm-hmm.
push into my fingers, real gently, like you're resisting them. No, don't do that. Let me do it. Push into my fingers. There, now move around a little bit and tell me if you notice any difference on.
I think there is less stiffness. It hasn't gone away completely,
That's fine.
but
That's fine.
it just seems a little easier.
Yes. And it will, let's see if it doesn't go through changes to get even easier now.
Okay,
right.
thank you.
All right. And understand these are like quickie healings here. So it may last for 5 minutes, it may last for the rest of your life or anything in between. And
Mm-hmm. Thank
all
you.
right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Harry, my dear friend, talk to me. Anything in particular?
Mark, one of the things I've been doing some exercises and I've managed to somehow get a lot of pain in this right shoulder.
What is this with everyone here? Okay.
I know. It's just crazy. So if you'd like, I'd like you to see if you can help that a little bit.
Now, tell me something. When you lift your arm, do you feel the discomfort?
Not so much that, but if I'm,
What about going up?
yeah, that one does it a little bit. And if I'm trying to
Okay.
push across under my body, then it really does.
Okay. So what I want you to do is real gently and slowly reach up and stop right exactly where you're starting to feel the resistance in your shoulder.
Right there.
Okay. Hold it there for a moment. And lower your arm a little bit right there. All right, and put your arm in your lap or on the table. And I'm going to do something here. Now lift your arm up and tell me if you notice a difference. Keep going.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay, and it is higher. Now
Yes.
put your arm down again and totally relax your arm. Let go of it. Don't tighten it up, your shoulder or anything. Now lift your arm up.
Oh my.
Do you feel the reasons go a little bit higher now?
I don't feel any pain now.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see if that doesn't begin to help it a lot more in the other times that we're not working with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent. Nancy, do you notice any difference with your knee? And be candid, please.
Okay. Will I would say the tenderness is a little less, maybe?
Okay. Touch the tenderness with one or two fingers. Just touch it. Don't rub it or palpate it.
Yep.
Okay. And hold it for a second. All right. Now, did you feel like a little flow in there?
Yeah, movement. Yeah.
Okay. Now stretch out your knee, hon,
Stretched out.
and bring it back in. And do you feel as much discomfort in there as you did before? Just curious.
Probably less.
Probably. A
Well,
little.
it's so much less than my right knee, so it's like, yeah, I would say less discomfort.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right, good. Let's see what more develops from this, hon.
Great, thanks.
Excellent, excellent. All righty. Aria, my dear friend, tell me one thing that's bugging you.
My sister-in-law, can I ask for healing for someone else?
Sure.
My sister-in-law, Elvie, she's got a pretty bad toothache. She's on the third day
Oh,
of really bad pain. It's on her
lower right.
left,
Oh,
no, left lower jaw.
my right. Your left.
I hope that's right. Anyway, when
Okay.
I look at her, so she's in the Philippines right now. So when I look at her, right now I'm touching my left and I'm seeing that image right there. So
All righty.
looks like it's the right, but it's the left.
Okay. All righty. And there's no way she can go to a dentist or anything like that right there.
The dentist that's there has like such old equipment that she's kind of afraid to go. And she has an appointment in a large city next week.
Oh, good. Okay,
So
let's see if we can help her until then.
yeah, exactly. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you.
Sure. Let's see if this doesn't help her. Will you let me know? Keep me updated. I
She was
appreciate
gonna
it.
come tonight, but she was exhausted
That's fine.
from the pain.
That's
So
fine. I don't blame
yeah.
her. All right.
Okay.
What about you? Anything in particular?
Um,
Real briefly here.
I got a few aches and pains, but I really was just here for her. Thank you.
Sure. Can I ask a blessing on you?
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yes.
You got it. Got it. And please,
Thank
when
you.
I work with people, if you shouldn't experience something right away, don't be disheartened. It's never the end of the story. Please understand that. Please understand that. Awesome. All right, Liz, talk to me. Anything in particular, my dear friend?
I just wanted to report that I did do the ear exercise
Yes.
and I keep on doing it and it's working great. But today, for some reason, it feels like almost the exact same thing that happened with my right ear is now going on in my left ear. Like it's infected and like I need to see a doctor probably.
An ENT or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an ENT, because it goes down, like down to my throat. It's like pain in the ear going down my throat.
Yes.
It's almost the same thing.
Yes. And this time you may have a little infection. I don't know. I know nothing medically, but
Mhm.
um you may, who knows, have a little infection in there and it
Mhm.
just needs to be eradicated.
Mhm.
But let me now that the other ear is good,
Now this ear's fine.
yeah, let me work with
Just so Gemini, yeah.
let me work with the left side.
Okay.
There.
Thank you. Yeah, I felt that. Thanks.
Excellent. All right. Harry, did I work with you already? Okay. And how you doing, Susan? Do you notice any differences? The same, worse, better, what?
This is back, but the lower part feels like still has stayed down. So it's like this what happened. I went to the chiropractor. I said, "Don't touch my neck," and he
Good.
touched my neck, and so it completely just strained. They do it every time.
Oh.
Everybody thinks that they can heal me, and I'm like, don't. They don't believe and don't touch me. I'm old. I know my neck. You know.
You're not old, but
But I love what they do is that they're like, oh well, we'll just come back when you need me now. And
yeah, so I can do it again.
yeah, so it's yeah, and so I'm just like, dang. And so it's just yeah. But I mean it's better than it was. I'll put it that. It's just
Good. And keep your neck really still as much as possible for the next say several hours and when you're sleeping and stuff like that, make it comfortable and drink a lot of water. And the body needs water for regeneration, rejuvenation and healing and stuff.
right.
And
Yeah.
so let's see if this doesn't feel even better.
Yeah. I think it will. I just it feels
Yeah.
this part when I just felt it go down, which is like it's been it goes up to my ear the more stress I'm under. And I just we
Yeah.
just did a chunk, what I call a chunk tonight. So that's a blessing all by itself.
Good. Let it go through its healing process, hon.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I appreciate you. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you. Nini, talk to me.
Hi, Mark. Yes.
Hi.
Thank you so much. The cough is getting away now, going away.
Yay.
You work on now.
And how long have you had that cough?
About 2 weeks.
Oh my God. Okay.
Now it's pretty much gone.
Yay.
Thank you. Tonight, may I request a prayer for somebody and a family, like a friend?
Sure.
His sister said that he's suffering from Parkinson's. It's a very bad one because of his brain. And now they were told that he's only got 3 months to live. So if there's anything you can help to alleviate or
what is how come only 3 months? It's not from Parkinson's.
He has brain cancer and he's
Okay.
also having Parkinson's.
Yeah. So it's compounded.
Yes, yes.
All right. Let me work with him.
His name is Toby.
Sobi?
Toby.
Toby.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sometimes what's needed with people is for them to experience a different form of peace within them. And this may be what may be perfect for him.
Okay.
Just, let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
And what about you, my friend?
Just blessing.
You got it.
Thank you.
All right. And also what came to me was that in what we did is helped his soul to experience that peace and for him to experience through the soul relating to him.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, great. Any other questions or comments I can try to answer? Please. Does anyone feel differently now through what might have happened? Please, anything? All right.
I feel floaty.
That's okay. That's okay. That's the experience of the spirit moving through. I love it. All right.
Jimi
feel
Hendrix liked
sup-
it, yeah.
I
I'm
feel
sorry.
super relaxed,
And Aria?
just relaxed, like
Good.
butter.
Good. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. How do you feel, Sandhya? Please be candid.
My neck doesn't feel that different. It is definitely, the movement is much easier.
Good.
But what I felt after you worked with me after that, just a few seconds, maybe a couple of minutes after that, I felt a lot of heat in my body. Even though right now my neck doesn't feel that different, but at that point the heat was quite a lot. I mean,
Good.
it was started with my face and it was like all over.
That pretty much, in my experience and working with people, that denotes change that's happening. So
Okay.
that's what's important, hon. And
Okay,
it may
thank you.
get real phlegmatic as far as, the sensation of that in your neck and the flowing down, but it's a change is being completed a little bit more in your body.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Sure, sure. All right.
My
Well,
knee-
everyone, I'm sorry.
Mark.
Go ahead,
My
Nancy.
knee is actually, it's cooling off now, so that's better. But or it's different. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. And
Thank you.
forgive me, Susan, I sent you a message in the
Oh.
chat.
Oh, cool beans. Thank you. Awesome,
All right.
awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, my friends. It's such an honor. Thank you so much for being here. And please, next week, I'd love to hear what's happened or work with the other side of your body. And in the meantime, you can walk around like this. One side's good, the other side may not be so. And if there's anything anyone's interested in working a lot more in depth, let me know. Go to the website and you have my email address there, you have my phone number there or anything. Were you going to say something, Ruth?
Yeah. Are you having Healing Circle next Tuesday? Because it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that have requested.
Okay.
And if they show up, it's another story, but I'll still be here.
Okay. I'll be
All
busy.
right.
All right.
I'd love to hear the stories next week of what might have happened. And,
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank
all
you,
right, my
Mark.
dear friend.
Thank
Blessings to
you.
everyone.
Thank you,
Good
Mark.
morning.
Thank you, everybody.
Merry
Thank you so much.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mark.
Merry Christmas.
Blessed
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Thank
Blessed
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Healing,
Bye.
Good
greeting.
night. Thank you so much.